Don't forget to subscribe!
First, we have a rookie. On July 2nd, 2020, a former tournament organizer known as Sheik started sharing her account of why she left the Smash community. She claimed that a rookie began to make uncomfortably romantic advances towards her after just a short time of knowing her. And one day, after seeing a photo of her at the beach, a rookie sent her an unsolicited, sexually explicit photo of himself. The co-owners of her tournament series refused to ban him for this offense, resulting in her in leaving the scene. A rookie would soon make a response to her statement, arguing that he made advances because he thought she reciprocated in interest in him. He also claimed that she had went to the beach. She had sent the beach picture directly to him with a winking emoji, leading him to really think she was into it, and sent the explicit photo. And she later made a final statement that disapproved the last point, stating that the photo she posted was on her public Snapchat story and not for only him to see. And on July 3rd, 2020, the Pensacola Melee community indefinitely banned a rookie from their regional events, and they cited the aforementioned misconduct situation as well as his dismissive and belittling attitude towards serious community issues as reasons for his ban. Next, we have Paper. In July of 2020, allegations of sexual harassment came out against Paper from two different people. Next on the list is Cali. And we have a twitlonger co-figured by Kim and Crichton. And they will refer to themselves as the person. And the background states that Crichton and Bexie were friends sharing a parent/child dynamic during an extremely depressing time in his life. He felt close to her as they used to share a similar location, and Bexie had even been in a relationship with someone Crichton knew, and Crichton idolized Bexie as a motherly figure. And Crichton frequently confided in Bexie and would spend some nights just venting and crying to her. When he asked her what happened during the Vedhan situation, this is what she told him. Essentially, she made herself out to be much more innocent, even as far as to say that she was manipulated and led on by Vedhan. However, Crichton believed her, supported her, and even defended her in some instances because he trusted her after she supported him through his emotional recovery. And one of their mutual friends offhandedly mentioned he was in a group chat with Bexie in which piqued Crichton's interest, and Kim was slightly confused, as she still thought Bexie was guilty at the time, and later Kim was invited to the group chat with Bexie after being blocked by Vedhan for a reason that wasn't clear at this time. And Crichton was also added at this time, and in that group chat, each of them had some type of reason to be uncomfortable with Vedhan, ranging from a minor block to Bexie herself. And in the chat, they had normal discussions, as they all quickly became friends, but would also discuss Bexie's situation with Vedhan in length. And at these situations, she made herself out to be a victim, saying Vedhan made these moves and knowing her consequences that he used her, and she felt it as she cared about him more than he cared about her. And other times, Bexie would even complain about how much she missed being friends with him. And all this time in the group chat, Bexie never mentioned that they had sexted. And she barely mentioned the nudes as anything other than a mistake and something Vedhan had asked for. And they actually would help also to complain about others not knowing the full story, whether someone on Twitter or Discord called her a groomer or made a predator joke about her. And they made them all believe when she was innocent when she really was not. She also adds that Bexie made Crichton genuinely believe that she was a victim to the point where he took her story so seriously that she was ending to enter a 2-year-long friendships to defend her. And that's how much she manipulated them. And that's how she manipulated all of them. And she was a liar manipulator. And her lies triggered a breakdown in an actual assault victim. And worst of all, her lies made us try to silence the actual victim, Vedhan, and she encouraged them to make fun of him. And she encouraged them to defend her publicly. And she manipulated people into trying to make sure her victim was doubted, excused, and silenced in order to get away from consequences from her actions. And she is disgusting. Next, we have Bexie. Someone on a twit longer said that that person has seen a lot of people calling her a rapist and a predator, which neither are true, and it hurts that person to see her get attacked when she did as little to nothing wrong. And she wasn't anything that he sees that people calling her because it was unmutual between them, and he didn't believe that she should be canceled or reported for what she did. The person was completely consenting to whatever they were doing, and the people who spun it around to make her look bad was beyond disrespectful was mostly not true. And that it was revealed that the person lied pretty much everything except Rebecca not being a rapist, because she never wanted to rape her, that person, but to help Rebecca so she wouldn't face severe consequences. And to add on, that person actually did apologize for writing something like this off as Twitter drama when it's much more serious. And when 5 months had passed, that victim realized that he was groomed. And she did much more than just sending that person nudes. And those screenshots show her two main dynamics. One saying, he's a minor and I shouldn't be doing this, and the other, which is exactly the opposite. And as you can see, her words are a lot different than her actions. And looking back on these screenshots, it makes that person more uncomfortable. And initially the self-blame was brought upon that person himself, led him to writing that first tweet longer as a cover-up to protect her. And in the long term, he constantly battled his own thoughts on whether defending her in his first response was the right thing to do. And when people in the community started to attack her again after realizing she was still groomed a minor, and at the time, that person felt he failed in defending Rebecca's reputation, when in reality, she was in the wrong and manipulated him into thinking that she did nothing wrong. And he actually said, if you read this far, I want to say thank you for hearing me out. And he adds and get these pedos and abusers, etc., out of the community. The next player on the list is Blue. And according to the Twitlonger post by Roma, he said that despite the horrible circumstance he found himself in, he felt like the stars aligned in a branch of fortune, and the 2 times that he and Blue met in person gave little to no room to provoke anything. And as time went on, after they both drifted apart with schedule changes, interests, and new friendships, and multitude of other semantics, they would message sporadically here and there within the next 3 years or so, and nothing more than passing talks, a call here and there, and nothing was comparable to our former relationship until November 2019, when he had a revelation and was able to put everything into perspective and make him truly realize how awful it is. And there was controversy around Spectrum Smash in light of a very ill-advised decision on making Blue's part, leading to VODs being completely wiped. And this promoted Roman to look into him out of curiosity and passing concern. And they started seeing comments of him and a potential reputation of being a kid toucher. And Roma spent so long desperately trying to find out leads and more information so he could represent other people's stories and grant them to the same solace that he was struggling to find. And despite his best efforts up until now, he has not been able to do that. And in any info he has found, while the concept seems potent in the New Jersey community, there has not been any indefinite leads. Next is DJ Nintendo. Rumors circulated as early as 2010 in New York City Smash scene that DJ Nintendo had a history of coming on to girls and messaging them with inappropriate manner. In July 3rd, 2020, alien came forth on Twitter with sexual harassment allegations against DJ Nintendo, alleging that he tried to groom her from 2016 to 2017. Next, we have Eichenman. Following allegations of abuse from former partners as well as misconduct at tournaments, Eichenman announced via Facebook that he would enter an indefinite hiatus from competitive play. He has also been banned in Colorado following the allegations. In late 2019, he returned to the competition, entering local tournaments in Florida. Next, we have JTales. On June 30th, 2020, artist Wolfisar published a tweet speaking out about JTales, alleging that JTales began grooming her at 15 years of age. In the screenshots, JTales is seen offering kisses and massages to 16-year-old Wolfisar, and even offering to buy a plane ticket to meet her when she turns 18. At the time, JTales was a permanent substitute math and science teacher at Fusion Academy Charter School, where he was responsible for teaching middle and high school students. And after the allegations were posted, JTales locked his Twitter account. And additionally, Smasher Ratchow, JTales' ex-girlfriend, published a tweet alleging the relationship began when she was underage. And then streamer Retro Ollie published a tweet alleging JTales would be using Skype to message and groom minors. And not long after, on July 2nd, Smasher Ash published a tweet about her experience as another victim of JTales' grooming behavior. And lastly, on July 3rd, artist Canadian Connor published a tweet about her pedophilic experiences with JTales. And he released a statement on July 2nd on Twitter confirming all the allegations, apologizing, and announcing that he would promptly be deactivating his Twitter account and leaving the Smash scene right after. Next, we have La Luna. According to a Twitter post by Chris A., it says that he was given permission to post this, and his last name for this user was blocked for safety. And it says that Alexis said, La Luna asked my BF at G5 after party right in front of me, asked what he could do / offer him to arrange having sex with me for the night. And this wasn't a tone of humor in his voice, just him bland-handedly speaking as if I was a sexual pawn up for trading and dealing. It was incredibly uncomfortable and disgusting. And every time I've seen him since, he's made remarks like, "Where's your boyfriend? Why did he leave you alone at the party?" And asking me to dance with him after I said no, or straight up trying to grind on me. And finally, we have ZeroToNone and Lilo. Lilo is a Melee Peach player and was one of the 16 Smashers invited to the Super Smash Bros. Invitational to play the Wii U version. And despite not being very notable in tournament placings, she gained recognition because of her infographics about sexual assault and harassment in female Smashers. And as for ZeroToNone, on June 30th, 2020, a Twitter user by the name of Gina stated that ZeroToNone had talked to her about having sex even though he had a girlfriend at the time. And the next day, in her post calling out several top Smashers, Fruit stated that ZeroToNone had tried to come between her and Venia, who had also tried sleeping next to her. And ZeroToNone has since locked his Twitter account. And in response to the allegations, the Wi-Fi Warrior rank announced that ZeroToNone was banned permanently from their rankings. That's right, Donkey Kong. We will continue to do our best to pay respect to the victims.